And with that, I would like to invite now the next speaker. It's Hannu Nikurautio. Yeah, he's a research director at 6G Flagship, and he's also the director for 6G Test Center. Hannu has more than 20 years of experience in business technology and also in different sides of these aspects of wireless communication system. And so he's going to talk about resilient hybrid networks. Hannu.
Okay, good morning everybody. So I don't need to introduce myself anymore, so that Nurul already did it. So yeah, the hybrid network, I think that has been already discussed quite a lot even yesterday. There was a Tony Linden who mentioned how important that is. And I was thinking about that I would like to invite 3 people to come to the stage with me. So they don't know it, but I would like to have their help here. So if Olli Liinamaa from the Nokia University can step in the stage, and then Tuomo Hänninen, my dear colleague, and Pasi Koskinen also. I can take a mic first. I don't let it to you first. So guys, come over here. So you look so handsome. So yeah, they don't know this. So let's give a big applause for them. Yeah. Okay. So I was driving from the home, and this has been exciting day for yesterday and the whole week. I was thinking that why the hell I try to explain something where the wisdom and knowledge is actually already there. And these guys, Tuomo Hänninen is from the Flagship research director, and really understand the network and everything in there, and also the researching. Pasi Koskinen is my dear colleague in the 6G Test Center, and he has seen now the NATO Diana, how it's coming and what is the need there. And then Olli Liinamaa, of course, it's a double agent. It's Nokia and then university leading the ecosystem, and then also understanding the network. All these guys, they have a huge history and knowledge in there. Don't be nervous, I'm not roasting you, Heng. So I was thinking that let's do this differently, I want to start it asking, I have all the slides, we can go through those, but I believe that the audience will get it 15 minutes, so we are not the 50, but only 15. So if you look this kind of hybrid network, so what is it, why it's matter when we go in the 6G? And let's give short answers and comments.
Okay, let me start with a little bit of background, the kind of the core of the 6G test center. So me and Olli, we have been building the 5G test network at the University of Oulu campus for almost 10 years. And then Hannu and Pasi joined, and now we are in a phase of that we have the experience of basically running a operator level network with exactly the same components, mainly coming from Nokia, and now we are in this integration phase that we are bringing new components into the network, and we didn't need to start from scratch. We didn't need to start integrating the tactical bubbles or additional components to any of the MNO networks, but we have the facilities and technology at the campus. So that kind of gives us a very solid base to start building technology, and also to bringing in the expertise related to tactical networks.
Okay, thank you for this surprise, and I think no pre-warning, but thinking here a little bit, of course, hybrid networks, what we showcased also in the NATO Innovation Range this week. I think it highlights that as the world has changed quite a lot in that sense, that there is a need to secure these kind of basic functionalities, whether it's critical infrastructure, it's emergency services, whether it's the front line, doesn't in that sense matter. That you need to have like a backbone and different methods of communication, because if you lose communication, then starts the also a mental thing that you don't know the unnecessary, or you start to think too much maybe. And when using hybrid networks, whether it's satellite, 5G, KNL solutions, anything, then you can still maintain the communication. So I think it's a psychological thing as well, that we keep that alive.
What to add? When we combine two things, one is the basic fact that the communications is nowadays in a similar role like water and electricity, so fulfilling basic needs. So we are fully dependent on the way the connectivity that we have at the moment. And the second thing is that the world as it looks at today, so more polarized and uncertainties in the network, then we need to react. We need to make sure that the connectivity remains. So the need for critical connectivity is all the time there. And then we come to this term hybrid networks. So combining things, different kinds of things together. So whatever method we have available, let's try to enable that. And now we are pushing towards that, though, that we could combine whatever connectivity alternatives we have at hand for those critical needs.
Thank you. Like you see, they really know everything about this. So let me go then the next question, and then the guys don't kill me during this week. So if you think about it, we are now into 5G. Why we are then saying that in 6G time we can start it to call network of network. We can already connect different kind of the network elements, the satellite and then tactical, or then the commerce. So we have done it, connected. But what are the key things what are bringing during the 6G? Why and how you see that it's not only connectivity between of the network? Anyone want to start it, or we take a round?
I'd say that instead of considering a new generation as a one and only network and focusing on link level performance, this hot topic, the resilience, is emerging, and we should benefit from the kind of the existing infrastructure, existing technologies, and building a parallel connectivity solutions, and that also those legacy technologies might play a role in a resilient, connected society. So it's important to look it from the top side. Eventually, the user data or the wireless access is the most important thing to remain. You need to stay connected in every single scenario.
Okay, and I'm thinking more on what we are gonna maybe get more speeds. We have digital twins. I'm thinking from that side that you can try and play with the twins instead of the real world to prepare also for events in the future to come. So I think 6G will help there tremendously with the data rates and all the immersion and extended reality solutions. So that's my take on this.
The new enablers that the 6G research activities and then by the industry, then the development activities are bringing in, they are of course then vital. But the world doesn't take those into use immediately, so the deployment takes time. And we've been doing these mobile networks, for example, already for 50 years, and now going towards sixth generation. And now also in the terms of resiliency and then saving the planet, then let's try to also look into the mirror for a while and utilize everything that we have to save the planet as an example, and really guarantee then the resiliency of these societies everywhere. So utilizing all the assets that we have and then push for combining all the technologies that we have at hand and developed already and deployed already. Thanks.
Okay, so let me go, because you have answered already my presentation until something in here, so very good. I go a little bit further, so we talk about it that we have a multi-domain, this kind of network, and then of course we are looking many times to autonomy of the verticals. So one thing, and then of course we can see that even I'm in the defense, it's fitting in the critical communication in the many area. So then if you look the security and then also the network point of view, do you see that in 6G is bringing something what is not yet in the 5G? And this way we can really have an orchestration working better between the multi-domain network.
Of course, it is expected to bring something which is not yet available. Otherwise, it wouldn't make any sense. So, always new technical enablers, more speed, new frequencies. Then the new things are and should be developed, and that's pushing then the whole sector forward. So, let's allow it, and let's make it in a way that it is then easily deployed together with the existing assets that we have already at hand and deployed in the network, so as smoothly as possible. And then, of course, then the part of the requirements is then that it has to bring value also then to these resiliency topics and then to the secure and then defense sector and other critical networks as well.
Can you see that somehow like AI, edge computing, the architecture of the network will be actually a bit different in the 6G time, and it's allowing then the resilience things to happening easier than 5G?
Most likely it will be dramatically different, but as Olli said, yet to be seen. Always with the new generation, we should take from the previous generation everything that we have found successful, cost effective, and that we are already happy with, and build on top of that and fix the known issues and adding value to those sectors and components that have been lacking during the previous generation.
So I let you, Pasi, very soon. Looking, I want to talk about it, security a little bit more. That if you think about it, now we will have then this is not the slide for the security, so don't look at it too much. So if you think about, we have a multi-network, multi-domains, multi-trust, and multi-vendor. Do you see security side that we talk about it post-quantum, then different kind of things in the security area? Is that something that it's the one thing what is the security will bring the value or all combined together then? That we are, how you see this post-quantum to bringing the value here? Not our area, but I believe that you have always some answer for that.
I don't know whether it is post-quantum or pre-quantum or whatever quantum, but definitely then this combining sensor and detection technologies and then these communication technologies then together, then definitely provides then new tools also for the security and requires definitely then secure methods and setting new requirements into the security part as well. But those are part of the things that really that in my thinking then the 6G will bring in, so that the networks would become an effective, a new tool for sensing, imaging the environment, and then providing then value then also for the communication networks.
Yes, and maybe one take on that, as we are defining the 6G now and all the interfaces and everything. So I think also from the security point of view, of course, it needs to be thought, which it of course is, but then maybe there are some agencies, authorities that also need to have some visibility on the data or the users on that. So I'm thinking also that to define that and as a secure way also to get access to the authorities needing that in the case of, let's say, some critical events. So.
Yeah, yesterday it was mentioned that which I fully agree, that 6G should be a platform that enables to build additional security components on top of the standardized architecture.
Okay, so we are coming to close at the end, but still I put it in the purpose of this slide, so in there. So if I look to Finland overall, and then also this Flagship, what we have expertise there, and then kind of test facilities. Is it wrong to say that I see personally that we have all the what is needed to make this happen, this kind of hybrid network, from the researching. Then I know that at the beginning we should always think about it that resilience and this kind of capability hybrid network is not coming later. It has to be part of the starting point of the design. But I put it in the slide that if I looked at where we are standing today with the test facilities, Arctic environment in the north of Finland, and also already nowadays in Oulu area. So how you see, am I right if I say that we have all the elements to make this kind of unique hybrid network capability? What is working smartly, smart routing, using AI, etc.?
I could start here from maybe the NATO Diana innovator side and how we have been able and are getting also a lot of traction and interest from outside of Finland. So from my perspective, purely on this kind of operational side, I see that yes, we have all in place already in a really good state. We did this demonstration at the NATO Innovation Range, showing exactly these kind of events. We have different places around Finland. We can have different networks. It's more just connecting what is needed to drive a different or particular innovator use case and such. So from my point of view, I'm not seeing anything missing in that sense, that we can always fine-tune and pick all the right things that we currently have, and we have a lot of assets and locations currently, so I'm really happy about the situation, and of course it will evolve even further.
Yeah, this of course global exercise, and we are not the only player here. But where we have certain edges related to real-life proof of concepts here in Oulu and Liinamaa, just within a walking distance, University of Oulu, Nokia, Bittium, and so on. So and also the kind of the size of the city, size of the Finland, maybe also that we have a fluent relationship and a kind of a long history with these companies. So that gives certain edge building these proof of concepts and bringing in our contribution to this global challenge.
Nothing to add.
Okay, so I put it in the slide this way that we are coming now to conclusion, so you can then comment that having this kind of resilience and then hybrid network, we have in agenda all this kind of pillars, so that architecture, interoperability, distributed AI routing, and then how to build the trust and security in the network. And then, of course, we have not talked about it, the sensing, but that's the one of the thing what we can utilize the radio map, etc., in the network. And of course, then all the multi-domain things has to operate together, and we have a real validation what we can do. So how you see, is that a good conclusion that these kind of pillars will create it a capable hybrid network, and that is the really, in infrastructure point of view, it's the one of the key element in the resilience side.
Yes, and it's just execution.
Yes, execution, anything?
Yes, I agree fully on this, and like said that the, let's say, the innovator point of view, that there is a lot of now like accelerators, innovators bringing to that table and to those pillars. So I see that it needs to be from different like domains also, combining it to the best possible like outcome for resilience and overall for the networks.
Okay, so like I said, this honestly, this persons didn't know that what will happen, but then I will own you guys a lot of. I know that you will surprise me someday, and I'm waiting that. So, hey, let's give a big applause for this.
Thank you. Thank you, Hannu, and thank you to all three of you. So we wanted to open the floor to questions, but you see that Hannu already asked all the questions. So you can, if you have any burning questions, you can also ask them during the coffee break, if you may, because we need to keep track of the time.